Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Today we are at Cabela's in Dallas-Fort Worth, Texas, with a 5-month-old puppy named Kimber. Kimber is Kimber is a Bernedoodle, and we are working on socialization and environmentals. Basically, we're going on a lot of trips while we're here to get Kimber exposed to the real world and everything that comes along with it. More often than not, what I find is people miss a lot on socializing their puppies. And then we get phone calls like 6 months in, and people are like, well, my dog is scared in public, or they're reactive, or they don't know what's going on. And so one of the things we can do to avoid this kind of a thing is take our puppy on frequent field trips. I don't really have any expectations on these field trips. We're not doing crazy obedience. We're literally just walking around and having a good time. Like, I want my puppies to soak all of this stuff in and have a good time or neutral time, and that's it. So it's pretty common for us to go on a ton of field trips when we are developing a puppy, and I suggest it too. In theory, this is all super simple and it sounds easy, but what happens is people get caught up with their lives and they forget to do this, and that can be problematic in the future, because maybe 5 months down the road I do want to take my puppy somewhere, but they can't handle it because they've never been exposed to it and it's too stressful or something like that. So you can easily avoid that by taking your puppy like with you everywhere basically that you go early on, so that they're not fearful in new places. And frankly, it builds up a little resilience to stress, which is good. We don't want to shelter our puppy from stress, so this goes a long way. I think it's super important to note as well that I want to keep experiences in public places pretty neutral. What I don't want to do is create a history of my puppy becoming overly stimulated in these public areas, because that's a recipe for a handful, and we want to avoid that. Plus, I don't want my puppy going up to everybody or thinking it's okay to go up to everybody, especially with a lot of energy. It's off-putting. I don't like my puppies jumping on people. People don't like that, so we keep it as neutral as possible. And in fact, I would prefer if my puppies learn how to ignore people, places, and things, including dogs. Not to say they can't play with anybody, but I want to keep it neutral in the beginning at least, because puppies don't come with an off switch, and I think that's important to remember. If I had a piece of advice for you guys on socializing early on with your dog, it would be this: keep it simple. Don't ask for anything much. Like, we're not really here to practice obedience. We're here to soak it all in. So keep it simple, stay calm, because whatever you feel travels right down the leash. And what I'm looking for is my puppy to relax in this environment. Like, the fact that he's sitting here laying down, that tells me a lot. He's soaking it in and he's not super scared. I'm certainly not gonna like force my puppy to go into the environment if he's a little bit scared. Maybe we circle the store or something, do a couple of laps before anything, but that's really it. We come, we see, we have neutral time, and we're out of here. And we do that pretty much daily, as much as we can at least. When it comes down to it, raising a puppy is a daunting task, and I think people think it's a little easier than it is in regards to like creating a well-rounded puppy, and it's not. Like, I'm there every day. We're always doing something. My puppy is always learning, just like a kid, and so it can be a lot, and people tend to forget about it. They just don't want to do it, but it's important to do it, especially if you want this well-rounded puppy. Don't forget that it's up to you to help develop your puppy, and if you don't want to do it, then pay somebody else to do it. But that's a wrap for this video, guys. I hope this helps. Leave a comment if you like this video, like it, and make sure you subscribe to the channel. It helps us more than you know. I will see you in the next one.